Recently I was working on my volleys and I was feeling like the backhand volley was very solid, but my forehand volley was missing something. I was trying to focus on making contact out in front. I was thinking about transferring the body weight, stepping through, but I still felt like something was missing. So I got my camera, I filmed myself hitting those volleys, and I analyzed what was going on. Now a lot of these volleys I'm hitting into the net simply because I'm not actually opening the strings as I make contact. There are two main types of volleys that we should really master. The first one is when we're closer to the net, we can then think about putting the volley away with the strings more flat towards the target. So they're not opening towards the sky and they're not closing towards the ground. They're in that quite neutral position. So I'm hitting the backside of the ball. Now this works great when we're close to the net and we're putting balls away. Now the further back we go in that service box or even behind the service box, the more we have to start thinking about using that second type of volley, which is the underspin volley. And we can do this by having the strings from this position opening up towards the sky as we make contact. Now this opening of the strings will allow me to then produce that underspin, lift the ball over the net, and also make the ball stay lower after the bounce. Now a flat volley, when I'm hitting through that ball, it's going to sit up unless I put it away. If it's close to the net, I can put it away and finish the point. But the further back I go, if I hit that same type of style of volley, it's going to sit up perfectly for my opponent to pass me. So here are some of the drills that I did to work on firstly the feel, making sure that I have that relaxation in the wrist and also to get under that ball. So the first drill is a two-touch volley drill. This is where I'm not hitting the ball back straight away. I'm catching it on my strings with that first touch and then I'm hitting a drop volley down the line with that second touch. Now the two-touch drop volley drill works extremely well to develop the feel, but also get your racket to open up as you make contact, because you have to catch that ball onto the strings. And then with that second touch, we're simply redirecting the ball with very soft hands and just feeling that volley and opening the strings. The next drill is now simply the drop volley straight away, and I'm going down the line with this drop volley. Now when I go cross court with a drop volley, what happens is I can still cheat and bring my racket through this way. But with the down the line drop volley, it's very hard for me to do that. So I have to keep my strings more in this kind of position, and I have to really open the strings as I make contact. And that's why I'm aiming down the line, as we can see here. The next drill, I'm now hitting normal volleys, but aiming for the service line and really trying to focus on opening the strings after I make contact. So I'm making contact and I'm cutting under that ball, producing that underspin. The next drill is now one drop volley followed by one deep volley. So I'm alternating between both, and this develops that feel between the drop volley where I'm relaxed and I'm really cutting under the ball, and the second one is where I'm going through the ball more but still opening the strings. And finally, I'm going to be hitting normal volleys down the line, trying to aim as deep as I can, but I also want to produce that underspin. So as I make contact, I'm really focusing on hitting the bottom side of the ball, cutting under that ball. Now with that underspin volley, what happens is it might look slower, it might look like a weaker volley, but actually it stays very low and it makes it very hard for my opponent to then pass me. And it's very important that we master both types of volleys. When we get closer to the net, that's the perfect time to use that more flat volley, hitting through that point of contact. Because there's no point in trying to put underspin on the volley when we're on top of the net. And on the other side of that, if I'm trying to hit a flat volley from back here, it becomes a very hard shot for me to actually do anything with. Now, another thing that I noticed was my arm was very extended when I make contact. It was almost completely straight at the point of contact. Now this reduces my ability to then have that relaxed feeling. It also makes the volley very stiff, very tight, but also it limits that extension through the point of contact. If I've already extended the arm fully when I make contact, there's no more distance that I can then extend outwards. So it becomes a robotic volley, it becomes a stiff volley, and it also stresses my elbow, and I want to avoid that. So I'm going to work also on keeping the elbow slightly bent all the way through that point of contact. This allows me to then have that more relaxed feeling, and also it gives me that option, if I want to extend further after the point of contact. Now in terms of the angle of the strings when we hit that volley, in general, the higher the ball, the more the strings can be neutral towards the net. And the lower the ball, the more we have to open them to actually get the ball over the net. High ball can be flat. The lower I go, the more I have to open them. And if I get down to these kind of volleys down here, then I have to really make sure that my strings are open so I can actually pick up those low volleys.
So once again, there's another example of just a small technical change can have a huge impact with your game. You can start to feel much more confident, and now I actually feel like if I come to the net, I know what I'm doing on my forehand and my backhand volley, and I know that I'm able to hit them aggressively regardless of the height. Now if you want more help with your volleys, we have a free volley guide that you can download right away. I'll leave the link beneath this video. Now if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. And are there any lessons you'd like to see from us in the near future? Signing off, Coach Simon from TTT. All the best and see you soon.